Hello, YouTube. How's everybody doing? I hope your day is going great. This is actually going to be pre-recorded. That's why I'm in the same outfit I was in from my Thursday video, and I may have another one I'm pre-recording, depending on how much work gets done on it today before I go away for holidays. Anyhow, this is my Sunday's pre-recorded video. And on Sundays, I like to give you guys updates on my projects from my Head to Toe Winter Knits book that you guys help me pick out each time when it's time for a new project. I do have a current poll up for this, so if you want to check it out, please click on my name down below. Go over there. There's actually two polls. The first one you'll actually come across will be for my cuddly animals. If you wouldn't mind putting a vote on it, I'd appreciate it. And then if you scroll down a little further, the second poll is the next 3 items from this book. Now, when I put a poll up, once it goes live, I don't check it. I have no idea what project is winning from this book. I just know this one's been up for a good length of time. Now, why is that? Well, I actually just looked through this book, and this current project I just finished last night is the most time-consuming project I think that's in this book. So I think the rest of the projects are going to be a lot quicker instead of months, maybe a couple weeks. There's a couple that might take me a month, but not months with a apostrophe S at the end. What project was that was time consuming? That was my graphic snood. Here's an example of it. Now, for those who may be new to my channel, it calls for 6 colors. And I did attempt it. I did it in pastel colors. It looked actually like the colors were all nice and beautiful colors. I used a white, a yellow, a pink, a green, a blue, and a lilac color. Colors look good together. It gave me a very springy, time of Easter pastel-y colors. Couple problems. One, the green and the blue were very close in color, and the green only came up once per graph, like repeat. And right above it and right below it was the blue. Green was very hard to see. That was the order I put them in. It was my own fault. But the green with the blue was very hard to see. Number 2. If you guys have been a part of my channel for any length of time and have watched my videos and such, you will know I do not like to sew. I sew as little as possible. And I only did one full graph with the 6 colors and just started this, the first repeat of the graph. And I got looking at the back and I had a ton of string hanging down that I'd cut. Because you cannot carry all the colors up throughout the whole scarf. It just would not work. That would have been a lot of repeats. The scarf ended up being 8 repeats long to get me at 57.25 inches in length. Pattern called for 58 inches. I called it. I thought I'm not adding another whole graph because, hey, this is pretty warm and thick and heavy as it is. I would have had enough in the lilac color probably to do one more graph, but I thought, nope, we're calling it. It's just less than an inch shorter than what it calls for. You know what? Stretch it out. Make it fit. It's a scarf. I did mine as a scarf. Next issue I had with said pattern was one of the row sections in the graph, it actually used 3 colors. It was the only row that did that. All the other ones have all been 2. And then another, so I thought, okay, I don't like that idea. So I redid the graph. I turned that into 2 colors instead. I kind of, finicky maneuvered one of the squares and divided part to one side, part to the other, and went with it. Then the only other thing I didn't like about the graph was one of the other sections of the chart. It was only 2 rows. So you were changing colors pretty quickly where all the other rows are 4 or 6. So I just took that row completely out and I made, I think, the row above it 2 rows longer to still have the same amount of rows. Now, so those were issues I had and changes I made, but I made it work. Now, where the dolphin stitch is where the new graph would have been, like repeat. Where the brown stitch marker is where it would have been last time you guys saw it. So yes, here is the end, all bound off. It's done. And then I will take you down the scarf. There's the dolphin stitch marker right here. So it gives you an idea how long each um, section of the graph turned out to be. And then down here's where it was last time. So as you guys can see, I got a fair bit done. And it goes all the way down. Now I did it with white and lilac. Here, I'll bring it a little bit closer so you guys can see it hopefully better. I love the two colors together. Now all the little bumps on it, that's from carrying your floats. Now if you're not a knitter, what is a float? Well, instead of having a whole bunch of bobbins of color and then still have to cut them because they don't line up always, floats is where you carry your yarn across the back. And those floats are so much nicer looking, neat, than having a whole bunch of different colors. Now this does make it a lot thicker. It's a little more squishy. And as you can see, my ends, there's no ends hanging there. And if I bring up the starter, there is no ends hanging here. Now, for some reason with me with knitting and scarves, I always find the starting part is a little more stretchy. That's just because it's been, made longer. But I think at one point this will lay more flat. Because as you can see, this side is flat. Well, it curls a little, but it's a little more flat, a little more wider. Where this side really curls, like this end. But it will do that. It's common with when you got floats. Now, I could fix this by taking a color, what color I don't know, because the white I now dedicated to another project, and the purple I only have this left. So I don't want to buy more, but you could easily make another panel just straight knitting, because as you can see here, this side's always flat because you're not carrying your floats across it. So if you just did, like say, solid 6 rows each of each color or whatever you want it to go with, and then you attached it and sewed it all the way down and across, and so one side would look like this and the other side would be just stripes. You could do that. I'm not. I did this with a worsted weight yarn, and it is heavy. It is warm. Our winters here in my city have not been as cold as we've had in the past. For some reason, they seem to be getting a little warmer. Like this past winter, I don't think we ever got below -20. I am here in southern Ontario, only about an hour from the border to go to the US. So yeah, our winters are not as bad. And like I said, it's curly. I'm not going to block it. It's getting donated either maybe to a women's shelter, to a food bank, because they always look for winter items when they do like their Christmas hampers, or I'll find somewhere to donate it. It's not going to be kept. I have a really nice, beautiful winter scarf I made myself years ago that is super warm. I don't need one that's big and bulky like this. I also don't have anyone in my family that would probably wear this because it's so thick and bulky and stuff like that. But the project is done. So, like I said, we're going away this weekend and into the next week. How much will we actually have the trailer? How much will actually be home? I do not know. I do, however, know not this Sunday because that's when this video is coming out. So not today. But next Sunday, I will be home at some point because husband and son have to go back to work on the Monday. So next Sunday, I will be closing, like I said, the poll from this book. So you guys have about a week to put in a vote if you would like to. Maybe change, like I said, I don't know what's winning right now or if we have a tie or what's going on. So yeah, if you want to still get time in to get a vote in to pick the next project, go ahead. I'd have to go looking big time to find the video where I showed you the 3 projects. So I'm not doing that because I don't remember what it was titled or when it was posted. So just go by the titles of the items if you would, or if you want, go looking for the projects. I think if I have a look, I might be able to show you quickly what the next 3 projects are. I believe there are these wrist warmers are one of them. Yeah, I believe that's one of the projects. I believe another project is this colorful headband ear warmer type idea. And I believe the third project is these boot cuffs. I do believe. They're a little harder to see. They're dark colors. It's a dark teal and dark burgundy. Now, if it's not these boot cuffs, which I think it is, then it would be this scarf. I don't think this scarf was what it was. I think it's the boot cuffs. So yeah, go on over and put a vote in. That's more entertainment for me. I did steal the idea from Erin over at Crafting Kitty. She's got a segment on her channel called Fridays with Fred. She has a book she purchased, and she's planning on making everything throughout the book and puts it out there for you guys to vote. I love the idea. I stole it for 2 books that I'm currently working on. So, like I said, yes, the poll is up for this one. I will be taking it down next Sunday. And the other poll that's up there, which is higher up on the list, is my cuddly animals. I just posted that video about it on Thursday. So if you haven't seen it, please go back and check that video out. I show you guys all 3 animals and put a vote in. It, like I said, it's more entertainment for me. There's no prizes if you pick the winning project or anything like that. It's just to make it fun for me to pick what am I going to make next. So anyways, guys, thank you for stopping by. I hope you guys have a good weekend. And I will catch you whenever I'm home from camping. Bye for now.